to be careful about these wires here. How the heck did they put that on? Oh, they must have put that on when there's no skin on it. I think I'm going to take a jack stand and push this out. Flatten that out a little bit better too. Alright. I could fiberglass that. It wouldn't take much to do it. Only problem is there's a massive amount of goop up there, so we'll see. Alright, well, this trailer, I have pulled up the floor, secured the floor, added insulation, added some stability. Now when you move the walls, the whole trailer moves. You notice this is one big mass versus separate. Basically all the welds along the bottom here and this little corner piece were broken all the way around. I'll be working my way back on it. I have 2 sheets up right now on the floor. I have this board down here, or this is the aluminum that was on the inside wall. I decided it'd be better to use to protect the wood on the bottom and reduce the amount of rot that's down there, and we'll do something different on the walls. So we got supports up there. I got the cowl off, or the fiberglass piece that needs to be repaired off, and the goop taken off. Still working on it. A little insulation up here. My friend may end up staying out of it, living out of it. Travel with me out of it, who knows. She could. I put her behind me, and we make the front of it livable and get her car in here. I think we can tow it with the ambulance. It says the transmission I have can tow up to 10,000 pounds, or 9,999 pounds to be more accurate, to be in DOT regulations. So as long as I'm under that with the RV, I should be safe. And anyhow, but we're getting her a place for right now. It's going to be used for transport. We'll talk about that more later on. But anyhow, I want to get it insulated, built up stronger, more rigid, more how it's supposed to be. I did not, those bars going across are not square. I had this item. I didn't square them up or anything like that, because I plan on reusing the fiberglass piece that's there after I repair it, or make aluminum one. Have yet to decide. There's too much goop on the top to really worry about it too much right now. I would like to make a metal one, but yeah, anyhow, we'll get there anyhow eventually. Right now I am putting the aluminum on top of the things. I got it cut and doubled up, and this will give me some protection from the salt spray and other wintertime weather locations I will be. And basically it'll protect the wood. It's not going to protect the metal frame. There's not much other than getting under there and painting it. We'll keep the wood from rotting out, because the metal frame's just fine, and we can paint it. So that's kind of what's going on. Let me see if I can show you here. These are stiffeners here and here and up here, and it now moves as one unit. It's good. I can't see the thing, so I'm walking on that, and we're going to slowly lay down the floor here and work our way back that way to the other floor that is here, and this one's just going to have to be replaced. It's pretty bad. As I'm doing that, I'm also painting with Kills the boards that were up there, because there's mold and mildew on them, and the Kills paint should take care of most of the mold and mildew, and yeah, it'll be a better product when it goes back together. Well, I got the back cover off. My friend did, actually. This is loose. That's all loose. These are going to get replaced. I got some 1x3s to replace them with to tie it into the frame and bring up the stability right at the ramp when you come in. It's not really the strongest. That's why I'm modifying it. I'm not really happy with the strength of this type trailer, but I'm going to make it as good as I can. It is kind of acceptable in the front part. I could make it work, but back here it's not really acceptable for my standard. Just a little bit of update inside the trailer. I have since reinforced the, well, I've actually done quite a bit in here. Floor's back down. This one has to be screwed down yet. The door size is reduced down to a smaller than average door. It's just an escape door and going in and out of the door. It's not for pointing anything into it or out of it. And the big door is for that. I've also reinforced the door and extended some of that inside metal and used on the back of it. I'll have to do something about the holes in it, but right now we're just trying to cut costs, and this is one of the ways we can cut costs and still have a strong door support. As you can see, it's a little bit bent. Actually, it's bent a lot. Whenever I put these in, those rebent a little bit, but I figured I'd tie the main support going through the middle to the outer walls and hopefully give it some strength. Had some issues welding absolutely disgusting welds here that it should hold, but redeemed myself with really good welds. I had some issues with the welder, and I'm running an extension cord off the welder. It's the 110 welder. So yeah, that's it. And I get this done, finish getting it insulated. We also have the front cap on. The cap that is now fiberglass and pretty much watertight, I believe. Haven't done an actual water test, but it's sealed on the top. I still have to put bolts down here on the bottom down there, and that should be ready to go down the road. And I gotta still put it's all primed and everything else. I just gotta put the insulation in, and then I can put the walls on. That noise you're hearing is the wind vibrating the roof, because the wind does that here. We finally started getting Oklahoma wind. It's been nice not having wind, but it is here. So that's where we're at. I plan on getting insulation put in today. That screwed down, that screwed on, maybe even the license plate on, which would be excellent. And this side done, reinforced maybe, I don't know. I was just trying to get it where it's going down the road so we can get stuff done that we need to get done. Thing, or license on for some reason. Every weld in this thing was broken. I don't know why. It's kind of a crappy construction, but it's better now. It's reinforced, and I trusted to drive 55 to 70 down the highway for at least 10 hours straight. So, and that was the goal. I still got to get the back door sealed. I got to put that person door in for just accessing, and then get the license plate melted. And some other various things done, and then we'll drive it. It's watertight now. We'll drive it to our new location and just load up all our tools and get the freak out of Oklahoma. Good morning, good morning. Next day on the project. Actually, it's been quite a while. I've been doing stuff off camera, but I figure you're tired of seeing me build on it for too much. I wanted to show you the alignment setup. I needed to do this to test the back hitch. I got a 6-inch drop down for it right now. When we hook it up, it'll hopefully be pretty straight or close to straight. You got the front and you got the trail in the back. It looks kind of weird with the front being so short and the back looking like that way, but it might just end up being that way. Friend did some adjustments up front. She has gotten it very reasonable looking up here, and don't mind the tree sap and the other stuff coming off the roof. I'm pretty sure that's all tree sap, just from where we're at, but the front cover's on. I still need to put a couple more screws up front here, but it is there. I got a marker light there. The electrical's hooked up now. Still need to mess with this one wheel. It's a little wet around it. The back gate area is done. After doing all that supporting in there and everything else, and then throwing this on there. This row going up is tied to the other roads. Little license plate thing there. Keep people from stealing your tag thing. The doors in, or the new doors in. The opening devices did not fare too well. They don't have the strength, and they bent open, so I'll have to replace those eventually. I'm probably going to leave it on there because I need it there for a beehive to keep the ventilations good in here. This stuff is not holding up. I'm not really happy about it. The stuff on the side is holding up. I am happy about that. So I'll have to get new ones there. The walls are almost up all the way back up all the way around. That side over there sealed. This side over here needs to be sealed. Get rid of all that light coming in. And then I got a 3-inch PVC coming up here, going into a little flex tube right there. That will be coming out of the top, and that's going to be what we use for the vents for the bees, and just general positive, bringing good air in. It's going to be built, bringing it from the ground, but we can at least get the bees some stuff. Normally I wouldn't put it on this side, but my exhaust on the ambulance is on the other side, so I want it pulling from the left. So normally, well, I mean, it depends on where it's at normally on most vehicles, so it'll be pulling from the center lane. The roof is sealed in, and the back wiring is done for the most part. And as far as the lighting marker lights, the back area is stabilized. Everything feels good. We put new boards in the bottom, and almost has this painted. A new board up there. The old boards on the sides are painted and cleaned up, and is going back in. That is today's task, to get those in. And then we have extended the workload to adding the ceiling up here, because where we're going is we're probably going to end up giving her a temporary RV house out of this. Very minimal clean space that she can have. That way her sanity is good. She's one of those people who really like obsessively clean and like having her own space. So we're gonna make sure she has that and has her sanity. Otherwise, she's not really fun to be around, unfortunately. But originally, we was just gonna put these panels up and load up and go. She has turned in her 3 weeks notice for her place of employment, so we can get out of here in about a week and a half, and so on. But today is painting the boards, and we're doing this with Luan because it's just ridiculous prices right now. It's $23 a sheet, and the foam was $20 a sheet for 1-inch foam, which is what we put in the walls. It has gone up to $26 a 1-inch foam, so it's too expensive right now. So I went to the 3/4 foam because it only loses 1 R value, and it still does the same thing for what our goal is for. It goes from R5 to R4, and it was $10 less. So the ceiling is going to have 3/4 foam in it, but above that in the gap up there is going to have some rock wool, 2 inches of rock wool that we have left over from my project. So, and options to add other insulation in there. So in all, probably close to R20 or R15, and the ceiling we got R5 in the walls right now. And if we decide to do a more proper layout in here for a more permanent living situation, we'll come in and add some 2-inch foam or rock wool in here and bring it up to almost an R20 in here, because we're going to a relatively colder air environment. And so, and ideally we would be doing this in the spring and have the summer there, but ideally it's not happening this time, which we kind of knew it when we was making the plans. We was going to get there about the time winter got there, just because of how stuff lined up. But we'll get there. And I really was not planning on doing a whole build out, but this is probably what's going to be happening. Not right now, but in the future. And there might be a couple of house builds in there too, but we'll see. We'll still probably get to travel this early or after Christmas time, so I'm hoping I can get down out to the desert Southwest by that time. And probably by the time you all are seeing this, it'll be November or December, maybe sooner, but probably that's probably when it's going to be. So yeah, and yeah. Yeah, enjoy the time lapse of me working in here. My friend hurt her back, and she's down to the count for a while so she can get it healed up. But I got doors or ceiling panels to paint and panels to put up. And in case you're wondering, I put kills on both the front and the back of it in case there is ever a leak. It does not hold moisture, mold, or mildew. It basically lets the water pass on through. The insulation material allows it to pass on through, so any moisture that comes in just kind of passes on through the rig, and we can keep living without worrying about a big mess. I know why they don't do it to houses this way, because there's insurance company to pay for it, but honestly, I mean, if you did it, you had a small leak, you fix the leak, you know, nothing molds or mildews, and you can just go on without your days without tearing apart your entire house. And you know, inefficient design. Anyhow, enjoy the time lapse. Well, Aaron went back and grabbed that off the road there,